Hi everyone, Maria here, and welcome to Season 1 of GGUTTALKS, GGUTT, a podcast focusing on business and tech for good, experience design, and gut feelings. It's like water on wheels, so you call it WOW, W-O-W. And you've installed this in like about 101 operating water ATM systems, as you call it, right? Across various rail stations in Mumbai and Maharashtra, if I pronounce it correctly, Maharashtra. You got it. Okay. And it caters to 7.5 million commuters every day. So can you explain what is and how does Janajal work?
So like I said some time ago, we've basically focused on creating a decentralized water treatment, water delivery mechanism. So we started by installing these fixed kiosks or these static water ATMs, as we call them. And water ATMs is typically the word that consumers gave the kiosk. We didn't pick that word simply because it gives them something whenever they want it. So they began to call it related to a bank ATM and started calling this a water ATM. But we started by installing these systems on railway stations, on bus stands, at places of religious worship, in municipal areas. And we've got almost 750 of these systems in rural parts of India. We've got 750 systems operating to date. And coming to the more specifically to the 101 systems that we have operating on the railway stations in Mumbai city, Mumbai region, and Maharashtra as a state. Just these 101 systems are catering to there's a daily commuter base of 7.5 million passengers that shuttle on the trains every day. And imagine all of them need access to safe water. All of them there are some of them who travel on the train to work 2.5 hours, 3 hours one way every day, and they return back home in the evenings. So this is what we are trying to do, is basically reach out to them, make a service available to them. It's basically a tool of public convenience. It's a public utility. We have collaborated with the Indian Railways. We are working with, using their infrastructure. They make the water connection and the electricity connection and the space available to us. But we are the ones then who go out, install these kiosks, and make safe water available to people at as little as 8 US cents per liter. That is
8 cents per liter.
8 US cents per liter.
Okay.
And this is the most expensive water that Janajal dispenses. So while it starts with 8 US cents per liter, it goes down to as little as 1 US cent per liter in the rural environments, where the volumes are larger and where the operating format is different. So it's a very, very lean, very down to the bone, very, very frugal operation. And the good news is it's a for-profit entity. We are here. Obviously, we also have bills to pay, but it is a social enterprise. It is an enterprise that aims to do good, and while doing good, also do so in a sustainable manner. So sustainability begins at home, just like charity begins at home. So we believe that unless we are sustainable, we are not going to be able to do this year on year, scale it up, reach out to more people, get more stakeholders involved, get more, there is so much that can be done that I really believe that this is the world's largest problem that affects 7 billion people, whether they see it or not, whether they accept it or not. And that is why most people choose to look away and find smaller problems to deal with rather than take on the world's biggest problem, which is exactly what we've done.
Yeah, I totally resonate with this and with the model of 0.8 or 0.1 US cents, because it's about the power of the community and
it's 0.08 or 0.01.
0.01. Wow. Okay. 0.01. Okay. So this, obviously, now as we're talking, it might be something we don't even think about, but for many people it's a sum that is not a lot, but at least it makes them feel that they're contributing and they're not getting it, always for free, but they're. I'm talking about this because I want to ask you as well about. I'm sure you faced many challenges. Obviously infrastructure, investment, getting the go ahead from governments and so on. But the most important one is the trust of communities, I guess. And this is why involving them in the process supports. Can you expand on that one and on how you went about to gain the trust of communities and get them engaged as well?
You're absolutely right once again, Maria. It's incredible that you're picking all the right points and all the key areas which had to be addressed along the way. And trust being the first. The biggest problem that, again, consumers are constantly faced with is there is a trust deficit in their minds towards the water that they're actually getting. From wherever they're getting it. So they don't know whether it's safe. They don't know whether it's good to drink. They just believe that, they should, if they're receiving water one way or the other, they must try and drink it and hope that they don't fall sick. So that is the first area that we as Janajal really had to address, is how to basically infuse trust in their minds towards us. And that's where we used a lot of technology. We used a lot of automation. We used a lot of transparency. We decided to let people know what is the TDS level of the quality of water that they're drinking, what is the pH level of the water they're drinking, and let them see it with their own eyes. In fact, our systems are automated to a level where if there's any breach in the tolerance levels that are set as far as quality of water is concerned, they stop dispensing water. They don't dispense water. And so people know that if the water is not going to be good to drink, this system won't give it to me. And that is when they gradually start to develop confidence and faith on the system. And it's been a long, winding journey. It's been a long process. It's not easy to win the trust and confidence of people, especially when they know that everybody's out to, they believe everybody's out to cheat them. They believe everybody's doing a flawed job. But brick by brick, week by week, month by month, year on year, we've been able to gain that position. And today we have consumers who come and tell us that the drinking water that they collect from a Janajal kiosk at 5 Indian rupees per liter is cheaper than free. Because by paying that 5 rupees, they're investing in good health. They're investing in security. They're sure that they won't fall sick. They're sure they won't have to go to the doctor. The free water, though it's coming to them free, brings to them and to their families all the problems that they are faced with. Their children are malnourished. Their children are falling sick. Their children are not able to go to school. The livelihood earner of the family doesn't have to fall sick and cannot go to work for a week and then lose his salary due to absenteeism. There are so many factors, and therefore paying a nominal cost, it not only gives them the sense of security, the sense of confidence, but also boosts their pride. They feel equal. It democratizes society. They believe that they are drinking the same quality of water that the rich drink. They believe that they are now getting access to the same quality of water that the biggest industrialists and businessmen drink in not only in India but in the world. And that is a great leveler. That is a huge amount of morale booster for societies. When people feel equal, it's tremendous.
For sure. Actually, you touched on the next question I had for you, and this is why I touched on the 0.01, right? That you mentioned, because part of this trust and them wanting to pay and not have it for free is their pride, because these people are not people who want pity. They want to feel part of.
Very well said. That's exactly the sentiment. They don't want free. They feel humiliated when they have to wait in queues to get something for free. They're happy to pay a nominal cost. They feel proud that they can afford it. And that's very important. Yeah.